Today we are talking about what's happening to the USA. One day a friend asked me if US elected a new president who abandoned anti-China policies, would China reconcile with USA? Yes, I answered without hesitation. It's like a romantic relationship. The woman is deeply devoted, one-sidedly affectionate, with unwavering admiration, following the man wholeheartedly. But the man ignores her, hanging out with his friends, and suppresses her. However, if the man shows even a slight interest, the woman will immediately embrace him, forgetting the past. It's sad, but this is the sentiment between China and the US. After World War II, the entire world developed a deep-seated admiration for USA. But recently, people are starting to wake up. America became the world's largest economy in 1890, but truly became a superpower after World War II in 1945. Then America got stronger, attracting the world's elite. Between 1945 to 1990, Americans opposed the Soviet Union in a Cold War that lasted 45 years. During this period of time, America's prosperity, freedom, democracy, elections, military power, technology, music, sports, movies, fashions, and religious freedom become globally dominant, deeply affecting people's heart. The whole world wished they could be America. I remember in the 1950s and the 60s, the U.S. Information Service in Taipei would send out monthly pamphlets showing Americans' families with houses, cars, and swimming pools. Back then, America truly seemed like the beautiful country to our hearts, with the pervasive influence of the America's hard and soft power. We were completely absorbed by it. In schools, we learned about the Boxer Rebellion and how only America returned some money to build Peking Union Hospital and Tsinghua University, which made us feel inexplicably grateful. The poverty, illness, and ignorance of late Qing China, as seen in the street photos of that time, were truly heartbreaking. Later, during the War of Resistance against Japan, China fought alone from 1931 until the US entered the war in 1941 after Pearl Harbor. A full decade of struggling against Japan on our own. We were deeply grateful to the US for joining the war, as described in our history books. But this was actually misleading. America's attitude toward the Western Pacific was to prevent any major power from emergence. After the First Sino-Japanese War and the Russo-Japanese War, Japan was dominant and America was not happy about it. Helping China resist Japan was just a self-serving narrative. The truth is, Pearl Harbor was exactly what Americans wanted. After World War II, America truly rose to power. Its national strength grew steadily. Despite the setbacks in the Korea and the Vietnam Wars, it remained strong. Look at the whole top 10 economies in 2022 to 2023. America is the first, with a GDP greater than the combined total of the third through the 10th countries, excluding China. So, America's national power remains strong. However, a rotten apple starts decaying from within. Let's explore what's happening in America today. Number one, labor unions. America rarely talk about the labor unions, almost as if they don't exist. Yet, labor unions are a significant problem in the US. One reason America cannot defeat China is due to its labor unions, but no one dare to mention it because of the votes involved. Powerful labor unions make it nearly impossible for manufacturing to survive and create extremely negative working environment, turning the American dream into the less work, the more pay. Made in USA had become overpriced and of poor quality. How can America compete globally? Being a business owner in America, especially in California, is a nightmare. Workers are seen as barefoot and owners as privileged. In any labor dispute, no matter the facts, the owner is always at fault. How can small and medium-sized business owners survive with overtime, weekend work, and holiday work all require the doubles or triple pay? Number two, elections USA. Any political system, whether monarchy, dictatorship, or oligarchy, faces succession issue. Only the democratic election system, which selects the capable and the virtuous, serves the people, has limited terms and prevent monopolies, seems like a good solution to the succession problem. But Americans' 2 years midterms and 4 years general elections cost massive money waste and don't always elect capable leaders. The political parties manipulate the process, spouting lies. Although there is currently no better system than American elections, it's a product of the sailboat and the horse-drawn carriage era that needs reform in this stage of the high technology and the media manipulation. First, term limits should be revised. America has lifetime members of Congress like Nancy Pelosi, who has served 37 years, and others who served 43 or 41 years in Congress. In the Senate, there is Mitch McConnell with 39 years. I think 12 years should be enough, but in the US, important congressional bills require a 2/3 majority to pass. Given that it's hard enough to get a simple majority, let alone a 2/3. So any reform seems impossible. Number three, military-industrial complex. Take Boeing as an example. Boeing handles everything from military aircraft, commercial aviation, and space exploration. The government uses its power to force other countries, especially smaller countries, to buy Boeing planes. How can a company with no competition improve? Over the past 5 or 6 decades, Boeing has deteriorated. The FAA, which is supposed to regulate aviation, has outsourced its approval process to Boeing itself. The results are predictable. Moreover, executives prioritize profit, even use expired and discarded parts, leading to frequent air disasters like doors falling off and cabinet collapsing. Horrifying incident, more typical of third world manufacture. Other large military industrial companies like Lockheed Martin constantly create international conflicts and regional wars, a truly unforgivable thing. Why is America so militant? Because this military industrial complex collude with the government to sell weapons. If they cannot sell weapons, they create regional conflicts or wars to meet their sales target. How despicable and shameless. America doesn't need a manufacturer or civilian industry as long as it has its military industrial complex. Fourth, large corporations. American Central Salon development geographically advantages and the opportunities have led to a flourish of large corporations. For example, in agriculture, there are 4 major businesses: Arch Daniels, Midland, Bunge, Cahill, and Louis Dreyfus. Then emerged 6 large superchemical companies like Monsanto, Bayer, BASF, Syngenta, Dow, and DuPont. These companies control agriculture, biochemistry, and seeds. Monsanto, in particular, is notorious for its control over genetically modified organisms. About 20 or 30 years ago, gene modification was rampant. It's said that when Americans suppressed a country, the second step is to control that country's seeds. For example, after invading Iraq, the U.S. immediately went to the agriculture minister to seize their seeds. The next year's agricultural production was entirely in Americans' hands. Monsanto would recommend its seeds, saying you don't have to buy them the following year. But if you don't, your land won't grow anything else or it won't grow well. Monsanto's control over species has reached an almost magical level. Under such control, who can escape Americans' grasp? In shipping, Maersk Line is another giant, together with Maritime Insurance. In collaboration with London, they control global shipping and maritime insurance. If you oppose America or are sanctioned financially, your goods will move, and you will have no choice but to surrender. Additionally, there are 1.5 million NGOs, non-government organizations, that's like spider webs, tightly encircle the world. NGOs claim to be non-governmental, but some are government-funded. So any minor disturbance anywhere on Earth is immediately transmitted to the core, and America get the information instantly. Number 5, printing money recklessly. Aside from its beautiful landscaping, mild climate, abundant resources, and a powerful military, America's dollar was once unstoppable. But after living like a wealthy young master for so long, forgetting the ancient wisdom of thrift, America has become heavily in debt. The reckless printing of money during the COVID-19 pandemics, combined with the use of the dollar to sanction Russia in the Russian-Ukraine war, has pulled the dollar off its pedestal as the world's reserve currency. How unfortunate. The days of the petrodollar, when Americans effortlessly collected the fees from the world, are almost over. The above, just a few points of discussion. America is so powerful, it should remain strong forever. Yet, American politicians don't seem to care about their own people or their own affairs, neglecting their voters. The middle and the lower class are suffering immensely, while large corporations and oligarchs focus only on making money, and the government is preoccupied with the power struggle. A rotten apple starts to decay from within. The people's dissatisfactions, like water that can carry a boat, but can also overturn it. This should serve as a warning. America seems to lack a national plan for next 30 or 50 years. The only plan today is to oppose China. Apart from opposing China, it's still just opposing China. It is as opposing China is penicillin, the cure-all. China's rise was an unexpected event. To deal with this surprise, Americans must work hard and stay grounded. But if it only uses opposition to China as an excuse for everything, it will eventually find itself with no way out. Today we are talking about this problem, and hopefully we can review and change ourselves to improve ourselves to cope with the situation. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.